Welcome to BaseballGuys.com. I'm your host and around the horn, as always, Ray Flowers. Now, I know there's no dancing girls, and we talked about that yesterday as a potential option here at Baseball Guys for these videos when having the discussion on The Drive on SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio, which is 5 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Sirius 210, XM 87. If you like what I say here in 5 or 6 minutes, you might like that 3-hour-a-day show. What did we talk about yesterday besides dancing girls? Well, we talked a little bit about Tim Lincecum, and I want to further that conversation today. Now, he went out last night against Colorado, 7 strikeouts in 7 innings, but he gave up 4 runs, continued to be unimpressive. Why am I suggesting people still buy on Lincecum? Here's why. Beyond the history, beyond the fact that the last 4 years he's been a dynamic option with one of the biggest arms in all of baseball, is the fact that there are still some seeds here, including strong work, even though he's had a tough start to the season. What do I mean by that? Last 5 starts, his ERA is 3.6. Not awful, not great. His strikeout ratio per 9 innings in that time is 9.5. It's very good, still very impressive. He continues to generate an extremely high number of ground balls. All of these traits go together very well and say this pitcher is going to be effective. The problem for Lincecum in the last 5 starts and all season long has been the walks. 5.4 per 9 innings his last 5 times on the hill. He's got to cut that number down by about 2 full batters. Until he does that, he's going to continue to struggle. But I still have faith in Lincecum figuring it out and being a very effective fantasy hurler, so buy low on him if you can. Josh Johnson's another pitcher I would recommend buying low on. Now, he went out last night and had a good outing against the Pirates, and I know that's not saying much given that they're one of the worst offenses in baseball. He gave up 2 runs in those 7 innings. And his ERA is still bad, his whip is still bad, but just like Lincecum, there's a lot to like going on here with Josh Johnson. The biggest issue with me and Johnson has always been his health. If healthy, I really don't doubt that he comes around. He seems to be healthy right now. Why is he not having success? He's been very, very unlucky. His line drive rate is 25%. Remember, the big league average is 19 to 20, so that's a big step up right there. His batting average on balls in play is 385. It simply will not stay that high all season long. He's done a good job overall with about 7.5 strikeouts per 9 innings. His 2.5 strikeout to walk ratio is totally acceptable. And his ground ball to fly ball ratio is 2.24. That is a phenomenal number. Josh Johnson continues to pitch the way he has pitched at this point of the season. He's going to have an awful lot of success the rest of the way. A player that hopes to have success the rest of the way needs to get back out on the field, and that's Chris Young. Was off to a fantastic start for the Diamondbacks, looking like he was finally going to put it all together. Maybe have that 30-30 season where he hits 275, has 100 runs, 100 RBIs. Those hopes were dashed when he had a shoulder issue come up. Now, the good news is he's back to playing. He's on a minor league rehab assignment. The Diamondbacks are actually hopeful that he might be back as early as this weekend. Maybe early next week, but very, very soon Chris Young will be back. Obviously, there are issues that we've seen from him throughout his career about his ability to put the bat on the ball and keep that batting average high enough to not be a real drain on a fantasy squad. But it looks like he's going to be good to go in, I guess, 7 days at the most from this report, and that's excellent news for those people that have been waiting on him to return to action. Vance Worley, he's going in the other direction. Now, he's got some right elbow inflammation that's caused the Phillies to place him on the disabled list. Kyle Kendrick will take his spot in the rotation. Avoid Kyle Kendrick in all leagues. I wouldn't even trust him in an NL-only league at this point. Worley's situation is a bit unclear. We don't have any clarity as to how long he'll be out, other than we just know it's that right elbow inflammation. Hopefully there's nothing structural wrong. Some time off will help him. He's been very, very good at this point of the season. 3.07 ERA. 45 strikeouts in 44 innings pitched. The Phillies and Worley owners, I can't even talk today, Worley owners are really going to miss having that guy on the hill. And then finally, a couple catchers I want to talk about. First is A.J. Ellis of the Dodgers, and he continues to be an absolutely phenomenal weapon at the dish for that club. 322 batting average, on-base percentage over 450. Can he keep that up? Well, of course he can't keep that up. No catcher can keep that up. Joe Mauer could barely keep that up in his heyday. But what can we expect from Ellis? In his minor league career, he's hit 280. He's got an on-base percentage of 406. So he has shown the ability throughout his entire minor league career to post a solid batting average and to work the count and get on base. That is something he should still continue to be able to do for as long as the Dodgers want to ride him this year. Ellis, at this point, looks like an excellent second catcher in a mixed league. He should provide solid numbers in the on-base percentage category. If you use that one, really boost him up. If you don't, you're in a standard 5x5 league. That batting average is going to kill you, and the Dodgers really seem content to lean on him the rest of the season. And then Jonathan Lucroy is the last guy. He is out of control of late. 15 hits his last 10 games played. He's boosted his batting average up to .330. Now, he's also got 17 RBIs in the year. He, too, should be an excellent second catcher the rest of the season. How far is he going to fall? He's not going to hit .330. We all know that. 280-ish is probably where he'll end up. He could push 300 if everything breaks right. But don't forget to look at that batting average on balls in play category for Lucroy. It's at .376 right now. That's just not a number he's going to be able to sustain. A good bat, strong secondary option, but don't look at him as a catcher one. He's just not that guy. I'm Ray Flowers, BaseballGuys.com. Thanks for joining me on Around the Horn. I'll talk to you again soon.